Being faithful can be hard sometimes. Sometimes what we are told doesn't make any sense to us, even if it is true. But we need to have faith in what is right. Did you know that 4 cubits is equal to 6 feet? Not everybody knows that or believes it, but it's true. Joshua had to have faith in God when our earthly common sense says that God's plan would not work. But let's start sooner than that in Joshua chapter 2. Joshua 2, verse 1. Now Joshua the son of Nun sent out 2 men from Acacia Grove to spy secretly, saying, "Go view the land, especially Jericho." So they went and came to the house of a harlot named Rahab and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, "Behold, men have come here tonight from the children of Israel to search out the country." So the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, "Bring out the men who have come to you, who have entered your house, for they have come to search out all the country." At this point, Joshua is only relying on physical means to take Jericho, instead of trusting only in God. Now, verse 8. Now, before they lay down, she came up to them on the roof and said to the men, "I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you." Rahab had faith. In fact, she was probably scared of being destroyed with the rest of the nation. Joshua chapter 6, verse 2. And the Lord said to Joshua, "See, I have given Jericho into your hand, its king and its mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city, all you men of war. You shall go all around the city once. This you shall do 6 days. 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark, but 7 days you shall march around. But the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. It shall come to pass, when they make a long blast with the ram's horns, and you hear the sound of the trumpet, that the people shall shout with a great shout. Then the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall go up, every man straight before him." Okay, now it just stopped making sense. God just told Joshua to take his army and shout at the wall. We all know that yelling at things doesn't accomplish anything, much less wins a battle. But Joshua trusts God. He has faith that God's plan will work, and so he obeys God. Now verse 12. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord. Then 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord went on continually blowing the trumpets. And the armed men went before them, but the rear guard came after the ark of the Lord, while the priests continued blowing the trumpets. The 2nd day they marched around the city once and returned to camp. So they did 6 days. I wonder what all the priests and the soldiers are thinking. They probably don't think that marching around the city every day is going to accomplish much either, but they do what Joshua told them to do. Now verse 20. So the people shouted when the priests blew the trumpets, and it happened, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat. Then the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city, and they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, ox and sheep and donkey with the edge of the sword. Now Joshua and the people are saying, "Yay, it worked." Now the wall has fallen and their faith and obedience has really paid off. Now verse 22. But Joshua said to the 2 men who had spied out the country, "Go into the harlot's house and from there bring out the woman and all that she has, as you swore to her." And the young men who had been spies went in and brought out Rahab, her father, her mother, her brothers, and all that she had. So they brought out all her relatives and left them outside the camp of Israel. But they burned the city and all that was in it with fire. Only the silver and gold and vessels of bronze and iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. And Joshua spared Rahab the harlot, her father's household, and all that she had. So she dwells in Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. So even though God's plan seemed very impossible, Joshua had faith, and they won the battle, and Rahab's faith saved her and her household. Now let's go forward to Hebrews for some more information. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 30. By faith the walls of Jericho fell down after they were encircled for 7 days. By faith the harlot Rahab did not perish with those who did not believe, when she had received the spies with peace. The harlot Rahab and Joshua are only two of many good examples of faith. If we hold on to the faith, then we can expect our reward. Just like Joshua and Rahab, all we need to do is trust and obey.